Now let us talk about the interesting subject of Krishna's personality. I am talking about it because this can have a kind of influence on the historicity of Krishna. At least many researchers will be confused with the Krishna's personality before they venture into the like exploring the historicity of Krishna. So there is something related to Krishna and the Varna system that is being controversial. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, "Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam, gunakarma vibhagashah, tasya kartaram avimam, vidya kartaram avyayam." So this has created a controversy. So it has to be understood on the backdrop of Krishna's own life as a Yadava. So it is like a lower in the Varna system. So the import of this particular verse, which says that I created the Varna system, and that doesn't implies that he's he is actually benefiting from that, and it is he has stressed the point that it is based on guna and karma. So maybe there existed a prevalent varna system which was based on birth, and it was assertive on the birth part of and so he Krishna wanted to modify that, and that is what reflected in this verse. So as per Krishna, the varnas, all the various varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, is all based on the guna and karma, and not based on the birth. And you can also see how the Krishna, how he contrasts with others like Karna and Vidura. Krishna's job was almost similar to Vidura. Like Vidura was an advisor to Dhritarashtra, Krishna was an advisor to Yudhishthira and Yadava king of Grisan. And Karna also, even though by birth like son of Kunti, he had to live like Suta, whereas Krishna, he was he was a Yadava, and he find no problem in becoming a Suta or the chariot driver of Arjuna. So there is a difference in the way in which Krishna looks upon Varna system. And then you have Krishna as a statesman, politician, and political reformer. So Krishna dethroned Kamsa and re-established the role of old king of Ugrasena. He dethroned Dhritarashtra. Here actually the Dhritarashtra is old one, but he established a new king Yudhishthira who is young. So it's all depends upon who is on the side of dharma. And then here was an advisory role to Ugrasena and Yudhishthira. He had this rancho diplomacy, he has done to many of the people who came to attack Mathura, like the Jarasandha and Kalayavana. So he just mainly focused on the safety of the people, not on the conflict. And then he re-established Yadavas of Mathura at Dwaraka, evading Jarasandha's attacks. And Krishna was a supporter of women as well. Like he was always in favor of equality of men and women as intelligent individuals, and the treatment of Panchali and the Pandavas, he had treated them in equal terms, and he was interacting with women to uplift them spiritually, and it by all means available, like brotherhood, friendship, either it Ras Leela or Maithuna or companionship or marital relationship. He interacts with the women and then uplifts them spiritually. And Krishna was also a philosopher, and it is evident from Gita discourse. And many people have no knowledge or not much aware about another discourse Krishna has made, which is described as the Anugita discourse, which is again a recollection of the Gita discourse, again given to Arjuna. Now let us talk about Krishna's relationship with women. So Krishna is mentioned as having many wives, but we should know that Rukmani was the Dharma Patni of Krishna and considered as at the highest level. And there are many texts describing Rukmani and Satyabhama as the two wives of Krishna, like Sri and Dhara. And there is other references talking about Ashtabharya, which means Rukmani, who is from Vidarbha, Satyabhama from Dwarka, Jambavati from Anartha, which is Gujarat, which is near the landmass near to Dwarka. Then Kalindi is mentioned, who probably is somebody hailing from Mathura or Vrindavan on the banks of Yamuna. And you have Mitravinda, who is from Avanti, Nagnajiti from Kosala, Bhadra from Kaikaya, and Lakshmana from Madradesha. So these are the primary eight wives of Krishna, and all of these wives basically they resulting from the, like for example, there is a Swayamvara concept, and uh, subsequently the Swayamvara concept got corrupted, because of which the brothers and fathers of the princesses started marrying of them for political alliances without caring about the wishes of the brides. So in that cases, Krishna helped them like to get free from these kind of Swayamvara, where there is no freedom of women. And there is also mention about this 16,000 women who were been mentioned as the wives of Krishna, but they are actually the women who were given protection and the status of Krishna's wife to honor them after the abduction of by Narakasura, so that they will, the fate of Sita will not be falling upon them. They will be getting a status in the society. And you have Gopikas, like Radha is mentioned as Krishna's soulmate, and she's the tantric pair of Krishna, like Shiva and Uma, Shankara and Uma, and shared Vedantic oneness with Krishna. And there are other Gopikas at different levels in their journey towards spiritual ascent and realization of oneness. Now comes Panchali, Krishna's best friend, and she also shares the name Krishna because she was darkish in complexion, like Krishna Vasudeva and Krishna Dvaipayana Vasa, the third Krishna. So we have a lot of people have doubts about the disrobing of Draupadi in Kuru Sabha, and how Krishna was able to magically give dress to her and save her from the humiliation. So we have to understand one factor here, that the humiliating women in public is equal to disrobing them, and respecting and recognizing them is equal to covering their nakedness. So that is probably what happened in Kuru Sabha. And Krishna Vasudeva and Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, both Krishnas, gave respectability to Krishna Draupadi, Yajnaseni, that is Panchali, and they also gave sovereignty to the Pandavas. So Draupadi was thus can be considered as a spiritually empowered woman, and a symbol of intelligence, power, and resilience and resistance. When you have apart from Draupadi, there is a reference to Yogamaya, who is Krishna's own self in female form, like Mohini, like Mohini avatar of Vishnu. So she saved Krishna in infancy from the death by Kamsa. So again, people will ask, that is a magical thing, how it is possible to do. So basically, these are all like related to the consciousness theories. So when a person is continuously thinking about another person, they are actually connected in a consciousness, in the plane of consciousness. So when Kamsa is constantly thinking about Krishna, Krishna was able to influence Kamsa through the conduits of consciousness, and he was able to project his own self as a Yogamaya, and then scare Kamsa. So that's what happened in that prison when Kamsa tried to kill the replacement of Krishna, which was a female infant. Then this the female infant became showed up as a goddess and started admonishing Kamsa. So this happened because of this consciousness projection. So it's look like a miracle. And you have Subhadra, who is Krishna's beloved sister, and she was like unto Durga, and a symbol of warrior woman. Now let us explore Krishna's relationship with men. So the first comes the Pandavas. So Yudhishthira and Bhima was like an elder brother and but needing guidance. Arjuna was the best friend and soulmate, and Nakula Sahadeva was like younger brothers. Then Krishna re-established the dharma corrupted by Bhishma, Drona, Dhritarashtra, and the Kauravas. Bhishma and Drona had an understanding of dharma, but it was old traditional concepts, and it was off the mark and not fitting to the current times. So that is what Krishna has fought against, this all notions of dharma Even Yudhishthira was actually entrenched in the old notions of dharma, which Krishna has re-established. And Vyasa is Krishna's ascetic self, and Vyasa was a sannyasi and Krishna was a yogi. And this distinction and can be seen in Bhagavad Gita, where it talks about the difference between sannyasi and a yogi. And you have Balarama, who is Krishna's elder brother and a supporter. And Krishna has also got sons like Pradyumna, Charadeshna, Sudeshna, Samba, and others. Pradyumna has got a son called Aniruddha, so Krishna's grandson. What you see in this slide is Krishna seated in the Sabha of Yudhishthira, Emperor Yudhishthira, and in which all the kings of Bharatavarshas was present. And the Sabha was created by Danava Maya, who is an architect. And you can see Krishna seated in the Sabha along with others like Vyasa. So this is one of my painting I have done on Mahabharata.